The lady cop handcuffed her husband to the bed, but forgot she had already taken off the belt with the keys on it. She held in her embarrassment and called 911. The lady cop repeatedly told the operator to make sure they only sent her one close friend, but when her friend arrived, she felt even more embarrassed.
Are you done?
Tina, I don't know what the hell I thought. You called 911 for this?
The cop weakly explained, then asked her friend to hand her the keys.
The key? You need the key? You called me over here to walk across the room to get you the key.
After an hour of laughing, her friend finally handed her the keys, but the cop told her to put them on the bed. She could reach them herself.
Damn. Get it, girl.
Then her friend also brought over the belt, just in case they wanted to try something more exciting later. What a thoughtful friend. A woman is hanging from a tree. How exactly did she get up there? Just a moment ago, a pickup truck crashed into 10 motorcycles, but when the firefighters arrived, they only found 5 people. The firefighters went to the driver. As soon as they opened the door, they smelled alcohol, another tragedy caused by drunk driving. At the same time, the others were found. First, a man with his leg bent at a right angle, then a man with only his upper body, and his wife hanging from a tree. The firefighters quickly brought a ladder, but one person was still missing. They searched through 99 bushes, and finally found the last man in the 100th. Even though he was wearing a helmet, his body was still broken. Do you like riding motorcycles? The chainsaw wedged into the man's throat. He couldn't shout for help, and there was no one around. The man had no choice but to dial 911.
911, what's your emergency? Hello, this is 911. Is anyone there? Hello, I can hear you.
Can you speak?
As the rookie girl wondered if it was a prank, a colleague took the call, instructing the man to press a button if he couldn't speak. After receiving a response, she quickly traced the man's phone signal and dispatched firefighters to search for him. Finally, they found the man in a wooded area, barely conscious and unable to move. The captain asked the rookie to remove the blade, but he was overwhelmed when he saw the man.
Oh, I don't think...
Buck asked him to go vomit elsewhere and not to delay the rescue.
Copy.
The firefighters immediately began to rescue the man, then transported him to the hospital. The captain watched the rookie, still kneeling and vomiting, and felt speechless. The cop shot off the rapist's junk during the capture operation. Furious, the man plotted his revenge, kidnapping her son as his first act. After getting out of prison,
Hands. Hands!
he then called the cop to a dark basement, planning to take her out, but she ended up taking him down with 3 shots. Unfortunately, she lost the only lead to her son's whereabouts.
What? Where's Harry? Tell me where he is.
Feeling guilty, the cop went back to search for clues. Suddenly, she discovered the man had been operating a half-finished building. Rushing over, she saw the wet paint. The firefighter broke through the wall, and the little boy was still alive inside. If anything happened to him, how much guilt would his mother bear?
The dude was attacked by hundreds of killer bees. He pounded on the car door, desperately pleading for the woman to help him.
Let me in the car! Please! Please!
But the woman was so scared to open the door. In no time, the dude collapsed outside the car, and the car was swarmed by killer bees. The two had to call 911. Firefighters arrived quickly and tried to wash away the bees, but the bees clogged the hose completely. Suddenly, the bees entered the car through the dashboard. What's worse, the two were allergic to bees. A bee landed on the girl's face. The dispatcher told them to not move, warning that any attack on the bee would make the others more aggressive, but the girl couldn't resist and swatted the bee on her face.
Julie, what happened?
It stung her.
The girl started struggling to breathe. Her mom quickly gave her an injection to ease the allergic reaction, but then the mom got stung too, and they ran out of medication. Now they had to rely on the firefighters outside the car. After 666 minutes, the new equipment were finally here. The mother and daughter were rescued and rushed to the hospital. A bug flew out of the man's mouth, followed by 5, 6, 7, 8 more. The firefighters were stunned. Chimney quickly grabbed a flashlight and shone it in his mouth. Killer bees were dancing inside. Turned out, just a moment ago, a beekeeping truck had been in an accident, releasing thousands of killer bees that began attacking people. The poor driver didn't survive for long, and the passenger was stung so badly, his face swelled up like a pig's head.
He's breathing, but barely.
The firefighters rushed to save him. The bees were blocking the man's airway. Chimney brought out a suction device and began sucking out the bees one by one. Then, the medic started rubbing the man's chest.
Hey, come on. Come on.
When he came to, the man was confused and asked the firefighters why there was a honey taste in his mouth. Chimney wanted to laugh but held it in. The little boy, on his first flight, ended up saving the lives of over 100 people. Not long after takeoff, the plane was struck by a light aircraft, blowing a hole in its side. The captain was sucked out instantly, but luckily, a seat blocked the hole. But chaos broke out on board. The black cop forced herself to stay calm and rushed to the cockpit. The co-pilot was severely injured, but managed to hit the autopilot button. Just before passing out, the cop tried to contact air traffic control, but there was no signal. Surprisingly, her phone had service.
911, what's your emergency?
Can you repeat that? I'm having a little trouble hearing you, ma'am.
Maybe it's because the window's open.
Are you driving?
No, flying.
The dispatcher immediately transferred the call to air traffic control, who brought in an expert to coach the cop. On landing the plane over the phone, the cop, feeling out of her depth, had no choice but to give it a shot. The expert instructed her to adjust the controls and turn the plane around.
Which the hell one is that?
This one!
At that critical moment, the boy helped the cop successfully turn the plane around.
Who are you here with?
My dad.
Does he know you're up here?
He's helping a lady.
You two going to Hawaii on vacation?
It's my mom's birthday.
She live out there?
We lost Jim's mom a couple years ago. She liked to do things she liked to do, to celebrate. Come on, Jim. We need to get back to our seats.
Hey, thanks for the assist.
No problem.
The woman just sprayed the girl with a pump of perfume. Thousands of killer bees were attracted to attack the girl. She had no choice but to jump into a pool. However, every time she surfaced for air, the bees would relentlessly sting her. The girl was on the verge of suffocating. Buck immediately set his sights on the fastest firefighter in the team, doused him with an entire bottle of perfume, and sent him out.
Not yet.
The poor firefighter ran a lap around the pool, with the swarm of bees chasing him and completely covering him in a thick layer. Meanwhile, the other firefighters used the opportunity to pull the girl out of the water. She was swollen all over from the bee stings. The venom was being released into her body every second. Pulling out each stinger one by one would take too long. The girl's life hung by a thread. Do you know how to remove all the stingers at once? Two planes collided midair. The captain was instantly gone. Amid the chaos, the girl injured her leg. The firefighter guided other passengers over the phone to perform an emergency surgery right there. But where would they find a knife on a plane? At that moment, a blackie stepped forward.
Get me a toothbrush and a cigarette lighter.
After some quick work, he sharpened the toothbrush handle into a makeshift knife and sterilized it with a lighter. He handed the toothbrush knife to another man, who immediately made an incision on the girl's leg and slowly cut down to her ankle. The surrounding passengers couldn't bear to watch. Unexpectedly, the girl suddenly said,
It feels better. You cut my leg open and it feels better.
her leg slowly began to deflate, and the pulse came back. Luckily, her leg was saved.
There we go. Good job, Jim. Good job, guys.
So the question is, the plane was flying at tens of thousands of meters in the air. Where did they get a signal to call 911? The dude's coughing pink goo, his eyes rolled back in pain. Turned out, the poor man had high-altitude pulmonary edema on the plane. He needed to be brought down to ground level immediately, or the fluid in his lungs would drown him. But there was no way the plane could land that quickly. Thinking on her feet, the woman called out,
Attention! Does anybody here have erectile dysfunction? Is anybody carrying sildenafil? ED meds? A man's life depends on it!
An elderly man slowly raised his hand, but the man was unconscious and couldn't swallow the pill. So, the woman crushed the medication, mixed it with water, and used a nebulizer to help him inhale it. The man eventually came to, looking at her gratefully, but the firefighter reminded her.
All right, keep him on the neb. Let the pills do their job. And find a blanket and put it over his legs.
What's the blanket for?
Modesty.
Right.
Hi, Snail Movie here.